Hey, this is Steven from LegitTechTutorials, and welcome back to How to Program. Today we're going to talk about classes and what they are and how to use them. Classes are basically containers for a data structure. For example, let's say we had a most of the time the explanation that people give to newbies in programming is that, for example, imagine that we had a car, a truck, and like a go-kart or something. Go-kart. So now each of these are going to have different things associated with it, right? A car is going to have how many passengers, how much horsepower, how many wheels, because sometimes they got 3 wheels now and stuff. The gas mileage, starting price, etc., etc. Now, truck is going to have similar to the car, but it's going to have, hauling weight, how much it could tow, and whether it's diesel or gas. This one could also be diesel. So, go-kart has a little bit less than that. It has, horsepower, top speed, and maximum carrying weight, maximum cornering speed, etc., etc. So each of these we would have a class for to define different types of things. Now, what we'll get to later is something called extending or inheritance, where we could have just vehicle, and then it goes to a vehicle is the main class, and then we have car and truck off of that, and go-kart. So all 3 of those are vehicles, so this is the main class, and these are subclasses, which we'll go over inheritance and extending later on. But you see that each of these would have different variables stored inside. Some of them would be similar. So that's why you could see that extending something and just pulling those variables out would be useful. But each of these would be separate classes. So it's holding some information. Another way of looking at it is think of like student. So a student would have a GPA, right? And they would want to, and then think of methods. Like we previously did methods, right? So let's say the student wants to calculate their GPA. So we're going to say like calc GPA. They want to, sign up for classes, enroll classes. They want to pay tuition. They want to buy books. And they want to sign up for events, I guess. So all of this would be contained inside this one class here, and that class you could think of as the file. Remember when we went over parts of a program, we had the file inside of the project. So this would be the file, and this would be, for example, in Java, it would be .class, right? So this contains this as well as those variables inside. So GPA, grade level, credits enrolled, how much it's, what classes they're taking, their class schedule, etc., etc. And then they want to do something with that account, so they want to calculate their GPA, enroll in more classes, pay tuition on their account, buy books for their classes, or sign up for events locally on campus. And that would all be contained inside this one file class here. And then these would be methods. All these guys are methods. And all these guys are variables. So that's what you have in each class is you'll have what are called class variables. You'll have class methods. Now I could build what is called, remember the main? And then I could build a second file or have it inside this file called a main or a driver. main slash, you could call it driver. And this will just initialize, it'll create a student, and you can make it calculate GPA according, and set these variables, set their name, right? Also forgot about that, their name. You can set their name, set their GPA, set their classes, set their grades, set their school name, etc., etc. So here you already have the works of a school management system, right? If you wanted to start like, or similar to what I have at Legit Tech Academy, where I have certain students that could enroll in different in different courses. So now here would be something that you would see inside of a program, right? Or inside of at least, you know, a database or something like that. So that is a rundown of what a class is. It is a container for like methods and variables. So the methods inside that class would be messing around with the variables inside that class, would be what you would use to manipulate things inside of that class. So class and file are sometimes interchangeable, but most people refer to them as a class, but you could also think of it as an entire file. So everything that is linked to this name, everything that's linked to this particular use, you would have inside that class. So you would have variables, you would have methods, and you would have a driver to go and test that class. And this is what's called a data structure, which we'll go over a lot later. As you have a class, which is a type of person in this case, with variables that define the person, and methods that do stuff with the things that define that object, what we call an object. And student in this case would be our object, which we could name, set GPA, and calculate their GPA, this and that. Very hard thing to grasp, and you will see a lot later on inside programming, working with classes, and how they're useful, and what exactly we could do with them. And everything, one thing that I wanted to say is everything in programming was previously established in a class. The things that you use to print to the screen, to do math, to do arithmetic, to do the main, creating class, doing, like I said, math powers, doing a game engine, all that stuff is in classes, which you'll see later on in another tutorial. Alright, so this has been Steven from Legit Tech Tutorials, and I'd like to thank you for watching my video here. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos like it in this series and other series. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and peace.